What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA. You know what I'm saying? Right here with the homie DoKnow. You feel me? In the words of LA legend AD, DoKnow works like a Mexican. DoKnow is a multi-talented human being. He is a comedian, an actor, a rapper, a host. He credits himself on being a great dancer. He once upon a time could outswim Michael Phelps. He credits himself with also having a mouthpiece. Be sure to tune in to doknowsworld on YouTube for his podcast, Chisme, which is gossip. Did I say is it Chisme? Okay.
He said it right.
Okay, cool. Chisme with DoKnow. You can also catch him on No Jumper at the end of the day with AD and T-Real. Also, be sure to tune in to the Brown Bag Podcast with Rosecrans, Vic, DoKnow, and Letty. He has over 1.3 million followers on TikTok and has went viral countless of times. Be sure to tune in to the latest musical project, DoKnow and the Homies, out on all platforms. And please, subscribe. Subscribe and subscribe. I'm trying to get monetized. Subscribe. Let's go. How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm working for you know. Man, long overdue.
Hey, no, hey, look, real talk. We're gonna talk about this for real.
Yeah.
DoKnow been running away from me. I've been trying to get DoKnow for a long time, but you know what? I think today was just the right time.
Yeah, perfect time
too. For, you know, for it to come through when I actually had done the homework, DoKnow still running. I said last night, I'm just gonna tune in, watch as many interviews as I could, bro. And I just got more familiar with what was going on. So it's a pleasure to be sitting here with you today. And we gotta start away from childhood. We just gonna skim through the childhood because you talked about it already so much.
Yeah.
But I got different questions that people may not have addressed. So childhood, Echo Park, downtown LA, you will witness drive-bys. You feel me? You will witness along with drive-bys, shootouts, raids. There was some guys, it was a situation where some guys would tell your mom to get out the way, and that was something that you really respected in order to help you move correctly in your life. Now your dad was in and out of your life, and I can relate to that. My dad really wasn't in my life at all, so I can relate to that. And one thing that you say, you are thankful for your dad, because you said your dad, even though that was the case, he was still a great person.
Yeah,
so when you think about your childhood, and you know, that's kind of like the typical childhood for a lot of people.
Yeah.
How does that make you, like, how does that motivate you to make sure you raise your children whenever you have children?
It's one of those things where you kind of just gotta, I don't know, I think, like, you know, because you hear the saying a lot growing up, like, oh, you learn from your mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's really what it is. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of like, shit, my mom didn't have a choice, but I wouldn't want to leave my kid alone for a long time. My mom didn't have a choice, shit. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times where it was just me and my sisters, or me by myself, or my sister by themselves, just because she had to get the bag, she had to come feed the family, she had to put clothes on her on her back. So it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, man, you see a lot, and it's about progress, it's about breaking the cycle. You know, I never want to be I would never want my kid to sit in an interview and talk about my dad the way I talk about my dad. Cause I be going in on my partner. I be like, man, fuck you.
But it's frustration, though.
Yeah. I mean, and it's also like, it's a comedic in me. Like, I laugh at the shit I've been through, because that's just the way I get over shit. And
facts.
I've always been like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that now.
Yeah.
Okay, now you are a Pisces. I'm a February Pisces.
Okay,
but you know we have a reputation of being sensitive.
Oh,
now,
100%.
for you to be a comedian, how have you developed the thick skin to be able to take somebody talking about you and still talk about them?
Honestly, bro, shout out my older homies, like, they're not that much older, not like, the older ones too, but like, man, I had 3 older homies. I don't really mention them all the way, but my day ones, I was raised with them. It's a homie the homie Julio, he just recently passed away last year in September. Yeah, that was like my big bro, one of the funniest guys I've ever known in my life. Talking about bro was funny as fuck. Him, the homie Georgie, we call him Fat Boy, and then the homie Skill, the homie Lucio, where they were like, there was like the older homies, and then it was us 3. And the homie Julio's like 4 or 5 years older than me. The homie Georgie and Lucio are 3, and I was the youngest. So they was there, and I used to get bullied, fool, like real black shit, you know what I mean? Like, but man, they taught me how to shoot a basketball. They taught me how to not be scared of people. Like, you gotta fight. They taught me how to play soccer, jump, like they taught me everything. And the homie Georgie to this day still lives on the block I grew up with. And every time, like, obviously we go on about our date, but I always invite him to like the important shit, like, hey, for have a show, or hey, there's a music video. The homie Skills, I see him more, and obviously the homie Julio, now rested in peace. He was going through a lot before he passed away. It was hard to keep up with his lifestyle and everything I'm doing, but yeah, man, I was raised by assholes. You know what I mean?
And it was Georgie, because I see there's a guy who was very consistent in your vlogs, and actually he held the twerk here sign at Kelly's birthday. Is that Georgie?
Nah, man. Georgie is that brother that a lot of people don't know about.
Okay, gotcha.
Georgie is like, if you were to tell me like who do you consider dahawmies, Georgie will be somebody that probably some of the homies don't even know about.
Yeah, okay.
Only like the ones that probably been around me when I lived still where I grew up. Like Georgie's one of those guys that like, man, he's just a special importance in my life. I remember he taught me how to like shoot a basketball or like throw a football and shit like that. Georgie was like the good kid out of all of us. We were all bad when we were younger, but as like middle school developed and high school, they're 3 years older than me, but like Georgie was the one that was like straight A's, and but we're all still best friends. Yeah. We happen to get into the street bullshit, like fuck around, tagging, graffiti, robbing and shit. And Georgie's like, I think he's an accountant now and shit like that.
Oh, well, shout out to Georgie. I mean, you always need a good apple in the circle.
Oh, yeah, man.
I think the problem today is everybody wants to be the bad apple.
Oh,
everybody wants to be in the streets. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's always good to have somebody like that around.
Yeah, no,
you always feed off that energy.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Georgie's like one of those guys that I'm talking about. He knows me. Georgie knows my dad. Yeah. Not everybody knows. Not everybody ever met my dad. And Georgie's like literally my neighbor since I was like 6, 7 up till I was 18. Just I chose a certain life and he chose a certain life. And
did you look at him funny because of that?
No, hell no. That's my brother. Like, I love him at that. Yeah. But it's crazy because you got to think about it. Like the homie Julio went through. He was going through when it came to like drugs and just dealing with his shit. I was doing what I was doing, like tagging, fighting, being in and out of juvenile hall and shit like that, and drinking, and then the homie skilled what he was doing, and then Georgie was like in school, went to college, Northridge, like, but we're all still best friends. We just are like people separate from life. But if Georgie's call me right now and I'll be like, hey fool, I need you, whoop, Georgie gonna pull up, or like, you know. But and everybody, so she doesn't come to everything, but the certain shit about him till he'll come and shit like that. But he always tells me like, yeah, fool, keep doing your thing. Georgie's not on social media, none of that.
Oh, he one of those low key.
Yeah, low key as fuck.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now by 13, now by 13, you spoke about the tagging. So by 13, you figured out that you were passionate about tagging. Now you made a skit actually. It was called "Caught Slipping" while tagging. This tag situation. Right?
Yeah.
And have you ever really been in a real life situation where somebody was like, "Hey, bro, what the hell are you doing?"
Like,
they jumped on you?
Man, yeah, man, I've been shocked before. I've been shocked for it, like, cause you know, like hoods don't really like tagging, cause we be tagging and they shit, but yeah, man, I've been shocked before, dog. I've been shocked in front of my ex-girlfriend.
Somebody socked you in the face.
Shocked my ass. When we tagging in my hood, fool. I was hella young. He was like, shit, from what I know, bro, shocked me. Yeah. And like a month later, I think he got like a heart attack or some shit like that.
Word. Oh, so you ended up finding out who he was?
No, yeah, man. This city's small, but like I've been chased out of places before. Yeah. I've been chased out around here before. Yeah.
Okay. So I gotta ask you now. Okay, if you know that is the risk, why still do it?
Because I want that spot. So everybody can see it. You know what I mean? That's a generous of it. Like you want this, because I'm pretty sure. Like when you tell people like, I'm pretty sure when you're driving, you're like, how the fuck did he get that spot?
Facts.
How did that tagger get up there? Yeah. Man, risk.
Yeah. No, see the freeway sign. Somebody, on the 17 going towards Long Beach,
I think I know
somebody sprayed all over. You can't even see it. I'm like, bro, like what is going on here? But that's something. Hey, but that's something. Now, is there a place that you can ride by now and be like, I did that right there? It's still there.
Yeah, all over the city, man. But there's so many places I've tagged it for. But there's some places that like I have a little more memory. Like I remember a spot like over by like Washington and Central. Yeah. I fucking cut my leg while jumping the fence really. Not like cut it where I have to go to the hospital, but I got one of those like where like my leg kind of got stuck, and I pulled it and it like scratched me really bad where I bled. But you remember like certain little shit like that. There's another spot by the 5. Is it the 5? I think it's the 5. By Northeast LA by Lincoln Heights where I fucking I had some pumas, some beat up pumas, and I jumped the fence. I was with the homegirls. I was one of the homegirl jewels. We're painting and my like gum fell off, so I was walking around basically barefoot.
Oh my god!
I walked it from Lincoln Heights all the way to like Echo Park.
All for the love of tagging.
All for the love of tagging.
Hey, that's something. Okay, now you speak on having enemies with this. Mm-hmm. What's up with the breakdown? How a tagger can have enemies? Like, what type of different crews do you have?
Man, it's just people like they slash you out, or the homies fight their homies, and then it's like, well, fuck y'all now. Yeah. So it's honestly it's fun, bro. We were growing up just fighting each other, like you feel me? Like obviously sometimes shit could turn really ugly, like you feel me? Like you know, guns get involved in shit, but majority of the time we was just beating each other up, fool. Like they got some of the homies. They chased some of the homies. We knocked out some of their homies. They fucking came and got one of the homies, and it's like a back and forth. You know what I mean?
I know one of your homies got stabbed in high school because y'all had packed somebody out, then he got stabbed. Y'all had to go get back to the people who stabbed him.
Oh yeah, no, that was a different situation. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, shout out my homie Widow, man.
We're going to jump all up into the high school stuff. Now, if y'all don't know, his name is Danny. His sister would give him the name DoKnow, you know, along with him figuring out his passion with tagging. Now, DoKnow was a class clown in the 8th grade and in the 12th grade. And in high school, DoKnow probably was perceived as the guy who wouldn't be much after he got out of high school.
100% probably
because he got into so much trouble. Now, you were spitting on people. You threw an Arizona can at a kid, but you were easy to love.
100%.
So everybody, I mean, even though DoKnow had this rap, he said that's because we say he got a mouthpiece. He got this mouthpiece. He got this charm about himself that made him easy to love. Shout out to Miss I don't know how to say Orozco. Yeah, she had your back a lot. Shout out to Mr. Bosway, who was actually one of your favorite teachers. Yeah. And one day he would actually come up to you and tell you that you were identified gifted, but you thought he was coming to press you about something.
Yeah.
Now, when you figured out you were identified gifted, how did that make you feel?
Man, bro. So okay, so you gotta think about it like. As a Latino, our first language is usually Spanish. Okay. So I was in ELD. I was like in English language development, like ESL and all that shit, English second language. And I just, you feel me? I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but I tested very well. Yeah. I just, you feel me? Like I wasn't like. I think people like when you like describe like the bad kid. Yeah. I think people probably thought I was throwing like chairs at my teachers. Like now I wasn't doing no like white people shit. Like when I was when I was a bad kid, I was like. Getting into arguments with other people or fighting or like, I was a class clown, probably annoying sometimes, 100%, you know what I mean? Probably disturbing the class when they were trying to teach a good lesson.
For sure.
Whether it was 5th, 4th grade or whether it was 6th, 7th or 10 or 12, I was probably doing some bullshit. But overall, I was never like, there was a point, I think like 9th grade was probably when I was real disrespectful. Like Ms. Orozco, I called her a bitch before.
Yeah, you cussed her out. You thought she was telling on you.
Yeah, I cussed her out. I went crazy on her, man. And to this day, she's probably one of the reasons why I do what I do. Like, she's hella supportive, hella loves me, so she's not a yes man around me. Like, you know, so I love her to death. I respect her. I invite her to all my birthdays, whether the homies are doing drugs there or not. I hopefully one day I can make her come out to the club, you know what I mean? But I love her to death, man. You know what I mean?
She seems like a really, really cool person, bro.
You ever seen like the movie like Stand and Deliver?
No.
About like the teacher that just real life social support. That's Ms. Orozco. She'll go beyond and like.
What about Freedom Writers? It was like a movie.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Those teachers were down.
Yeah, cause I had a couple of those. I had like a counselor too. She was more like a outside counselor, but her name was Miss Izzy. Yeah. She was like that too. She'll do the most. She's the one that took me to go get my ID.
Yeah. To go get your ID. Shout out to her for that. Yeah. Now speak on Mr. Bosway. What did you like about Mr. Bosway so much?
His sarcasm. Mm-hmm. He's an asshole. Mm-hmm. And like, I like bullshit, you feel me? I like me and Mr. Boswick didn't get off the right path. I met him in 10th grade and my homegirl was in his class. He's a 12th grade teacher. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was like just mad. He like came up to me the wrong way. I was like, man, shut up. and then, man, he talked about it in his interview where he was like, so by the time he got me, I was more like, you know, you develop, bro. I'm a work in progress. You feel me? Like, and when I got to him, I was already over with the bullshit. Like, I was still bullshitting, but outside of school. Like, I was in the school doing bullshit and like, I mean, obviously I fought a lot in school, but I was never like in this like, and like I said, I'm a work in progress. I still have my days where I was fucking around and bullshitting, but most of the time, me and him grew a dope relationship. I think the love for the Dodgers was probably one of the reasons why, and
a favorite team can always bring you together.
And he's interesting. Yeah. He's cool as fuck. Boswick is a cool ass fool. Like, he real life cares. Like, a lot of teachers. But if you don't care, he's not gonna care.
For sure. Yeah.
But if you put in your effort, he's still gonna try. But if you put in, man, I learned a lot from him, and I kind of like history. Mm-hmm. And he was teaching a lot about like the politics shit and like the voting, and he was big on the shit. I fuck with him. He was very dope. He was very understanding, and he fucks with music tough.
Yeah,
man.
He seems like a really cool, like he a rock star dude.
Yeah, man. We went through a lot of he used to give us like assignments on like shit about Kendrick and shit, like his poetry and shit.
Okay.
He was cool ass fool.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, Mr. Roscoe class, or what am I? How's her? How do you say her name?
For Orozco.
Mr. Roscoe. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in her class, right? She was a PE teacher. She would actually call you a drama queen, and she would call you Donut, right?
Yeah.
Now, she held it down for you for all 4 years, even after you cussed her out, claiming she snitched. Now, in her water polo class, you would throw water polo balls at kids as they were mid-dive.
Oh yeah.
Why did you have to be such an evil spirit?
Nah. But I think like, man, we were having this conversation with Letty the other day, bro.
Yeah.
Like, where it's like, his boy shit, like, boys do shit like that. Okay, he's walking up to the football like,
He's an evil spirit for that, bro.
But yeah, man, like, or sometimes there'll be the homies too, or like, cause you know, I was a 10th grader, so we had PE with the 10th and 9th graders. I was 10th grader. So shout out to the little homie Matthew, the homie Spermy, the little homie Kevin, and all them. They were competitive, like competitive 9th graders, competitive 10th graders. Two different lives. They were like sports kids, shoe games, and we were like badass kids. But they were cool as fuck. Like, I was cool with the nerds. I was cool with the jocks. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I was cool with everybody. Like, and then we used to like go at it in every sport. And Mr. Roscoe used to let us go at it with basketball, soccer, and baseball. We used to play nation ball because we couldn't say dodgeball.
Why y'all couldn't say dodgeball?
Because it's like, you know, the school system gets sensitive.
Oh.
So you couldn't like be hurting each other.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we used to play nation ball.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Roscoe.
And
then and then when I played water polo, I was always like, you know, when like, it's kind of like a basketball player being in the basketball, like in the court, like they're better than everybody, so they do a lot of different shit, like, and everybody would be like struggling to throw the ball. I was in there bombing on them fools.
Right, yeah. Well, you were much more experienced than everybody else.
Exactly.
And so you would finish all your workouts, and she would make you egg beat in order to continue.
Yeah, she'd be like, you gotta do something, man. Like, not everybody can keep up with you.
That's funny, man. And you talked about a guy who came in super confident, and he was talking all this mess, and you ended up beating him. Now, DoKnow. Can you still get up in the water and get down like that?
Oh, hell yeah, 100%, man. You feel me? And the water's like, it's like my habitat. Like, I'll fuck with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's stupid ass little kid. I remember his ugly ass, too. He was like, yeah, I'm part of the swim team. Yeah. And he was like, well, why don't you swim with us if you're so good? And I'm like, bro, you gonna want this smoke, and I'm gonna whoop that ass. And then, you know, everybody already knows, like, I have the reputation, how he's the bad. He's like, and I whooped his ass by like a whole lab, and he was like, oh, you know, like, shut your bitch ass up.
That's funny.
I'll slap you right now. Talking crazy, but the rest was just laughing. She knows how I am, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, were there any, like, did you really follow pro swimming and things like that?
100% if I would have dedicated myself, I probably would have got to college for it.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. It's just something that is very rare in our community. It's not something you do, bro. Like, especially in the hood. I was just blessed with a pool in the corner of the block, you know.
Yeah.
I was blessed with, but yeah, man. Like, it's just one of those things where you like. I was like, fuck. Like, I mean, shit. I mean, obviously, what I'm doing now is amazing, but I think if there's anything else I would really want to do, it's probably that. Play some water polo. Maybe we'll go to college for it. I don't know. Pro level, you have to go to Europe for it. Yeah,
okay.
but
that's a different route.
Yeah, other than that, yeah.
Okay, I feel that. Now in high school, you would actually be shot in the foot in the 10th grade. The piece of the bullet is still in your foot.
100%.
And this is a situation where you didn't even know that you got shot.
Yeah,
now,
man.
When you think about that moment, did that make you not want to hang outside as much?
Hell, I was probably outside more after that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man, it's just bullshit. I told the story a million times. I just dropped the story time.
Yeah.
And a lot of the comments were like, we heard the story a million times. I want to hear some new shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, chill. It's just like the first one I dropped just to start the new. Because I'm starting like a new little series on my YouTube where I just tell like stories that I've like that just make me laugh, and like I talk about it now. So it's a dope conversation. Yeah,
no facts, man. So I mean, by the way, getting shot is not cool. If you can avoid it, stay out the way.
Yeah, stay though.
Now post high school, now you would graduate in 2018 in July, and in July you would end up losing some friends, Sykes and Maul.
Yeah.
Now you said you could have been with them had you not stopped to be fat. But you went to go get some food,
some
and
fucking
that ended up getting you out of that situation.
Nah, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, RP the homies. you know, good people. Man, I have a lot of memories, especially with Sykes. Montu, I have a lot of memories with Montu, but mine ended up moving high schools somewhere around the like 10th, 11th grade. But yeah, man, or 9th actually, I think like 9th, 10th. But man, with Sykes, we have a lot of crazy memories, getting drunk, blacking out. I have this video where we're making fun of the homie Evil, Free Evil. We're making fun of the homie Evil, and me and Sykes are just laughing, and he's like, we're laughing, and the Hunger Eater is recording it, and then I'm just fucking like making fun of the homie Evil about a situation, and then me and Sykes are just like, which is his brother, they're brothers. Okay. And then yeah, man, so I had a lot of dope memories with them. Yeah, man, I stopped taking Wingstop. I was in the San Gabriel Valley with a girl I was talking to at the moment, and her family. I got picked up by the homegirl Maria and Crystal. And yeah, man, I stopped to get food, and I hit them up, and they didn't reply. So I just thought, you know, they're already kicking it, but you know, the next day I found out what ended up happening. I was like, fuck.
And that was one of the reasons why you said you were going to stop smoking and drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped smoking like 2016. I got paranoid, and then plus I was on probation, so I just kept getting violated. Yeah, but yeah, the drinking, yeah, it's probably, I went through like a real big, deep depression. Not like in a sense to where I was like crying every day, but I just went through it like in like a mental state. I was like, damn, that's fucked up, you know, like that shit. But
yeah, no, I can understand that. Yeah. You said you spent a lot of time on juvenile probation from 12 to 18. From like
12 to 18, yeah.
That's crazy, man, to be in that situation. I couldn't even imagine what type of limitations that you.
I was just always getting it. Like everything I do, it just you gotta add a little extra. Like we're gonna tell your probation officer like, you know what I mean?
Now we know at most funerals where you would end up running into Jakarta, and this would lead to what we know now as the DoKnow and dahawmies project.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, I ended up going to because I went to 3 middle schools, and one of those middle schools happened to be with Jakarta. Yeah. But I didn't know who he was. He was probably a loser.
Yeah. He said, he said y'all saw each other for like 30 seconds, and then he didn't see you again.
Yeah, and then I think I ended up getting kicked out. Yeah. But did he mention? I seen the interview. He didn't mention that I was dating the baddest bitches there.
No, he didn't mention that. You know he wouldn't pump you up like that.
Yeah. He was hating. Yeah, man. Every school I touched, I dated the baddie. You know what I mean?
He said that mouthpiece. That's his mouthpiece.
Yeah, that mouthpiece. But yeah, man. I met him. Jakarta, probably another one of the funniest persons I know. People don't know about that, but he makes me like when I'm with Jakarta, he entertains the fuck out of me. That's my brother right there. Yeah. But yeah, I guess I officially met him at Mott's. Not exactly the day of the funeral, but the day after when he passed away. Yeah, I met him, and we talked then. Like we got together. He was always a character, always funny. Jakarta's a Mexican. He's not Indonesian. Jakarta drinks like a Mexican.
I mean, yeah, when you hang around him, it's like he adopted the culture for sure.
Yeah, Jakarta's 100% Mexican.
Facts.
But yeah, man, we ended up meeting, and then like a couple months after, that's where I met Double P too.
Okay.
That's where I met Peasy.
Yeah.
So shout out Peaser. Yeah, man, just growing, you feel me?
Yeah, facts. Evolving, building the connections. Now, August 2018, you would start to actually take comedy serious. One of your first videos was actually you boxing in Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard.
Damn, that's crazy.
In front of I found out what the plaza called. Yeah. But y'all was really fighting, bro, in boxing gloves. And then you also got the smack cam where your homeboy sound asleep and you walk up to him and slap the taste out of his mouth. Shout out to Will Smith. No disrespect to Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another video where your homeboy looked to be sleeping in the bed with his girl. You come up in there and slap him anyway. That was so disrespectful.
Oh yeah. We still do that shit to this day.
That is grime. I mean, none of y'all ever really get mad at each other?
Nah, man. There's rules that have been applied since the day when people started like Depo. He's the one, my barber. Yeah. We have to let him know like, hey, for these rules to this shit way. And, you know what I mean? Part of, we're not your normal friend group. Like we real life family. Like we fuck around. We like play with each other. We tackle the fuck out of each other. We slap each other. We fight. We argue. Like it's just real life brother shit. You feel me?
No, I feel that, bro. And I mean, it's always a great friendship to be able to get like that. Cause sometimes we get older and all that fighting stuff ain't cool no more.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be enemies after a certain point.
Nah, hell nah. To this day, man. Some of the homies that you see in those videos, like the homie Sovic, that's my brother right there. The homie Andy too. Man, I'm Sovic's son's godfather. Okay. You know what I mean? Like shit. That's my godson. I love him to death. So our relationship is inseparable. Like with all my homies, like like everybody that's not supposed to be here is not here. Like that we exited out the equation or whatever, but everybody else can.
Yeah, well, that's a part of the process. You know, everybody that you need is always going to be here, and everybody that's not. I mean, but do you ever? Are you surprised at some of the people that aren't here anymore?
Nah.
Okay.
Like nah. I'll be like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Well, you got to be able to move like that. Now let's talk about El Pollo Loco. He worked at the legend. I'm gonna call this a legendary El Pollo Loco because I went to Crenshaw High School, and this is.
Oh, you know about that shit?
Oh, come on, bro. This is the El Pollo Loco I used to go to, Crenshaw and Vernon, and you got skits where some guys were getting. It looked like they're getting arrested by the police.
Yeah.
DoKnow is singing, "I'm locked up. They won't let me out."
100% by
DoKnow is shooting skits at El Pollo Loco. He got him a coworker, squeezed the bottle of water up in the coworker's face. You know what I'm saying? And you would actually serve Dom Kennedy.
Yeah, man. Shout out, man. I fucking hated that shit, dog. That poor loco was
Yeah, they
crazy.
threw food in your face too. Somebody threw some food in your face.
Nah, they tried to.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, I went through a lot of that poor loco, man. That was the first time I ever got called a beaner.
Oh wow.
I was like, damn, I got papers. I was born here. But yeah, man, it was one of those things where, yeah, man, it was, I mean, everybody has their first job. I didn't like it, but it was cool. I worked with all the homies.
Yeah.
I was living day by day. I probably was getting like 500 or 600 a check, and it was bullshit.
How much of the food was you eating though?
I was eating, I should free. I didn't pay for none of that shit.
Oh my God. Taking food home every day?
Exactly. For the family or the chicken or whatever the situation was, I was taking something home.
I feel that. So what is DoKnow's order when you go to El Pollo Loco?
It just depends on feeling. Usually it'll probably be like if I'm getting some chicken, it'll probably be like a 3-piece, all thighs.
Okay, yep.
You
All
feel me?
thighs. You already know how it
Yeah, I'm a fan of thighs.
Yeah.
Some rice. And then like I get a coleslaw, and then I add like an extra, and then I get like some beans or something.
Okay.
Or flour tortilla,
Okay.
then like probably like a Sprite or like a fucking fucking vitamin water and shit like that.
Okay, got you. Now, when I go to El Pollo Loco, I get the thighs, but what I do is I get the tortillas, I put the rice up in there, I put the beans up in there, I put the chicken up in there, and then creamy cilantro sauce.
Oh.
And throw some Louisiana hot sauce on it. I just make the tacos. The best thing smoking. If you go to El Pollo Loco,
Yeah,
please
spoil
try
up with
that.
gas.
Look
Spoil
at
up
facts.
with smash.
Yeah, facts. Now serving Dom Kennedy, how was that moment for you? And did you like interact with him a little bit?
Nah, man, it was quick.
Okay. He was in and out.
I think I was like, so I don't know if you have you ever worked at a fast food?
No.
Okay, well, when you work at a fast food, you gotta like count your box, right? Sandra, you gotta count your box before you get it. So you gotta count your box, like, oh, boom, 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 like, oh, I gotta do this shit. I gotta do like, you gotta check how much money you have just so in case, like, you know, kids a receipt or whatever. So you gotta count your box, and shit, fool, I was counting my box, I was done, and I look up and it's like, what's up, man? Can I get? I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh fuck, you know I'm Kennedy.
Yeah.
And the lady behind him, older black lady, she was like, watch your mouth, son. She's like, my fault. And I was like, and he's like, what up? Like how he talks, like like he hella mellow, hella just swaggy about the shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool as fuck. It was quick. Man, I had a blast. I mean, I was blessed. I was talking to him recently with Letty called him for me.
Oh wow, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Full circle moment though.
Full circle.
Did he recognize you when you called him?
Nah, I don't think he remembers the situation. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's from Lamar Park. I'm pretty sure he probably goes to that Pollo Loco probably maybe at least once a month, or if he passed by or something. But yeah, man.
But I'm saying he didn't know DoKnow?
At the moment, nah.
Okay, I'm talking when you called him.
Oh, well, no, yeah, no, he did. I mean, I don't know. We didn't ask him if he knew who I was.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm pretty sure he's probably familiar now.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Better be.
Now, speak about the hustle, bro. You had to work hard to get to where you are today.
100%.
At one point, you were catching buses to shoot content. You were paid for rides. You know what I'm saying? You had to really go through that moment in order to get to where you were.
No, yeah, fucking. I was doing a lot of shit just to be like meet people. Shout out Cypress.
Yeah, shout out Cypress.
Yeah,
Catch
yeah.
Gallery LA.
Yeah, fact. Shout out Cypress. Cypress was a big reason why I met a lot of rappers.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about the business. Cypress knows this. I always give him his flowers when people ask me about how I got kind of more involved. Shout out Danner. Danner is basically the middle between me and Cypress, and me starting a lot of this shit. That's how I met. Because Cypress is how I met the Real Cheese, the Phoenix, the One Chicks, all of LA, really, to be honest. And seeing Cypress work ethic is amazing, and just learning a lot from But I used to be like over here.